Dust off your jerseys, grab your Waukee caps. Got the whole team ready, no turning back. From the hardwood floors to the diamond bright, we're here to talk sports all day and night. Yeah, it's a sports show, from the opening tip to the final, we're with you.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live episode on Monday night of the Catching Up with Cody show. We are joined by a old college buddy of mine, as well as a big sports fan. So excited to have him on. Excited for everybody that's joining in. Kyle, why don't you tell everybody about yourself? I know you do a little bit of the podcasting space with the sports stuff too. So, and some streaming. So why don't you give a little background on yourself before we get into this super busy sports talk?
What's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Kyle, aka Wolf Pack Giff. So, started streaming 8 years ago in 2016. It was the April 30th. So, how did I get into this? Well, I got two buddies that were really into video games, kind of told me what Twitch was, and really just was, hey, what do I want to do? What's my niche in everything? So I decided to really just go with sports, whether that be podcasting or whether that be just playing sports video games. Been a diehard Detroit Tigers fan. I'm a diehard Detroit sports fan, but Tigers are my team. So anyone that wants to talk baseball, we can do that. You guys know where to find me. My socials are there. But yeah, I mean, pretty much this has been my thing. My grandpa pretty much buried sports into my brain, and the tradition just continues to carry.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I remember when we were taking classes, and I mean, I feel like 90% of it was just talking sports, and then 10% was actually learning stuff. So, but hey, that's what makes it makes college fun. So let's kind of dive right into it. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. First, let's start with the NFL. Obviously, a lot of news coming out of Detroit. Cade Mays with a wrist injury, out 8 to 10 weeks. Looks like the injury bug is already hitting Detroit. What's your feelings on this? Are you concerned, or do you think, because it is still a little early, that he might be able to make it back, hopefully by week 1 or 2?
I'm more concerned with, this is a huge concern because you paid him in the offseason, and then it's 8 to 10 weeks he's out. I mean, hate to compare it, and I'm not saying that Mays is like a Frank Ragnow, but imagine the loss in the similarity of that. This isn't a proven O-line like in years past. This is a young O-line. Am I concerned? Yes. Lions fans, we should be concerned. This shouldn't be a 13-win team or anything like that. And the reason I say that is because our offensive line is not proven. We have a top 5 running back, good receiving core, but we're going to need time for Goff to throw that ball downfield. This is really a concern of mine. But the number one concern I have, Cody, is our DBs. Our corners are not going to be able to cover a number 1 wide receiver. There's not one guy that I'm confident that can cover Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. I mean, we look at the schedule the first 4 weeks. I think we're okay. But we get into week 8, week 9, there's going to be some tough teams down in that schedule for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's tough when we really don't even know who our corners are, unfortunately. So who knows? Maybe they'll be able to surprise us with something. But the good news is that came out of Detroit's training camp, though, is Jahmyr Gibbs signs the 3-year extension. That was about time. I mean, he deserved that money, so I don't know why it took as long as it did. Obviously, somebody's got to kind of, out of the running backs, make that highest paid running back for, the 48 hours that they're the highest paid. But are you excited about this? I mean, were you surprised that it took this long, or was it kind of just that's a Detroit thing?
I think it's more of like a combination of both. I mean, listen, the guy's been top 2 running back in the NFL since he got drafted. But am I surprised how long it took? Yes, because we had all offseason to get a deal done. I find it absolutely hilarious that he got a little bit more money than Bijan, just because looking at this now, I mean, Bijan got $75 million and Gibbs got 75.7 million. So kind of find it a little bit hilarious that it's only a couple more million. But I mean, well deserved, Cody. Top 2 running back in the game. We know what he can do. The only thing I worry about is his workload, because I don't want him to get 30 carries a game. And this is my follow-up with the Cade Mays thing, because what does this mean for Gibbs? How are you going to use him? So,
Yeah, and I mean, I know Isaiah Pacheco will be back. I believe they said by week 1, but Pacheco's already hurt too, so that's obviously going to put more of a load on Gibbs as well. So definitely deserves it. I was hoping that they paid him first to kind of set the market, only because we could have got him maybe a little bit cheaper. But overall, as long as he's on the team for the future, that's really the sticking point for Detroit. So, I did see earlier today that they came out with the top 100 players for 2026, and Aiden Hutchinson ranked 30. So, do you think that's too low, or do you think that's? I feel like he should have been ranked a little bit higher. It is tough though, coming off that injury.
Yeah, it's a great question, because for me, I think he's in the right spot, and that might shock some people here, but like you said, coming off an injury, I think this is a proven year for him. I like where he's at, top 30 right now. Now, if we're going to sit here and say, hey, this upcoming season, it's a different ballgame. As of right now, I think he's in a good spot, came off the injury. So I think 30 is good. The one thing that we addressed, Cody, and you talked about the market, is I would have liked to see Gibbs get the extension, like you said, like early during the offseason, because I would have liked to see them go and get another edge rusher to go with Hutch, because we're not talking top 30 anymore. Like, we're talking probably a guy that's top 5 at his position, and I still think he is. I just think the guy needs some help. Like, he's getting double teamed, and there's nothing you can do. I mean, Myles Garrett's a different breed. We know what he can do. Watt. But I don't think, when you look at Hutch, I don't think he's in that level where Garrett's in like an S tier. I think Hutch would be like an A tier. So 30th for me, I think, is fair for him.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, especially coming off that injury. I mean, he's got, not that he has to prove anything, but he has to, hopefully he can get right back to where he was before that injury. So, this one I'm kind of confused as to what's going on with the Teddy Bridgewater stuff. Like, this is now his second time retiring, like, I guess Tom Brady 2.0 over here. Do you think that there's behind the scenes issues of why he stepped away, like, just before training camp, or do you think like he knows he's probably not going to play and he won't really play anywhere else, so it's just kind of time to hang the cleats up?
I think it's odd, because it's, hey, he did this once and then he wanted to coach. Then he had all that high school drama going on with like some decision making. So I don't know if this is him going back to coaching and things have cooled down now. It's tough to say, but I really think that like it's him saying, hey, this is something that I wanted to do. I got in some trouble. Now I'm good. So I'm going to go back to that. Plus, I mean, I really think that he wasn't going to get a chance to play unless Goff got injured. We probably would have seen him in the preseason, but he would have been a capable backup, probably a guy that could win you 2 to 3 games. But like, to sit here and say, hey, would you rather have Josh Dobbs or Teddy Bridgewater? I think Dobbs is a more proven backup. I mean, he's won you some games. So sitting here with Josh Dobbs or Teddy Bridgewater, I'm taking Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, for sure. I just think it's weird with the timing and everything, like I said, because then we kind of have to rush to go find a backup quarterback. Because I mean, really, we haven't had a decent backup quarterback in recent years to kind of back up Goff, which, I have been hearing around like, do we need to start looking for either the future quarterback or like a decent backup? Because yeah, we've been getting lucky and knock on wood that Goff hasn't gone out with any injuries or anything for a length of time. But I mean, can Josh Dobbs really play like 5 to 7 games if it ends up having to be that scenario?
Right. All right. I'm going to hit you with a hypothetical then. You ready for this? Okay.
Let's do it.
So there's a certain player in Tampa right now. He's unhappy with his contract in Baker Mayfield. I'm going to ask you and I'm going to ask Lions fans. Would you rather have Baker over Jared Goff? I'll let you answer this first.
I do like Baker because he's mobile, and I know a lot of Detroit fans will be mad because Goff isn't mobile, but he's still good. I hate to say it, I feel like I'd take Baker.
Thank you. I think the one flaw that I have with Goff, he's not quick. He's not going to scramble outside the pocket. Baker's a tough SOB. Same with Goff, but it's like Baker will literally just take the hits, scramble outside the pocket. So, and I understand, like, we beat them in the playoffs, but literally it's totally different breed. I'm taking Baker over him. And, it's funny because the Bucs were talking about $50 million for, I believe it was 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and Baker wanted, like, a more lengthier deal. Jesus, if I could talk. But yeah, I would sign him 4 years. I mean, that's it. And I understand, hey, plan for the future, but is there a quarterback that you have your eye on right now?
No, and that's a couple weeks ago I had this conversation. I think next year is a quarterback draft or quarterback heavy draft. But like I feel like it's still too early to draft a quarterback, for us because obviously Goff is going to be the starter for the next couple of years. So yeah, I mean that's a good point bringing up Baker. Maybe we trade for him. But I still think you're looking down the road about probably 4 to 5 more years before you need a new quarterback. So I would say in another 1 or 2 years to start looking for quarterbacks to at least learn under him, learn with the scheme and everything. But, the only problem with bringing in a young quarterback is like we haven't had a consistent offensive coordinator in 2 years. So do we want our quarterback to be one of those guys that every single year he has a new offense coordinator? Because I don't think that helps the team or the player that's dealing with him.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. It's just like we don't need that. We don't need a guy who's going to be having an OC every year, and it's just I'm good.
Yeah, no, for sure. Before we head into the next sport, what's your prediction for the Lions this year?
Oh man, it's a great question. Honestly, I'm not going to go through wins and losses. I'll just go through how many wins I think they get. We're looking at like a 9 to 10 win team. We're looking at a 9 to 10 win team. And the reason I say this is look at all the injuries. Look at all the playmakers you have on defense that are out. Kirby Joseph, we don't know if he's ever going to touch the field again. Brian Branch, okay, he'll be back probably around Thanksgiving. I mean, that's a long time. If this was like week 5, I'd be more confident and be more wins. And look at the injuries we talked about. I mean, we talked about Mays. Like, he's going to be out 8 to 10 weeks. And then we don't have a corner that can cover at all. I don't trust DJ Reed at all. And then getting rid of Terrion, I understand he's young. He made a stupid mistake. And I would have cut his ass. I would have said, see ya, buddy. And I'm glad he did. But it's also the fact of, Rocky Sin's got to have a good year. That's the one guy that I pencil in. You got to have a good year, dude.
Yeah, and honestly, we've had conversations before on this podcast, and it seems like the consensus is like this offense has got to put up 40 plus points a game in order to win a lot of the games this year, just because of the defense being so depleted.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
we could see a lot of I think this season you're going to see a lot of come from behind victories if we're even at that point.
which that's tough though. Like I said, I mean, with that defense depleted, it's going to be tough to win a lot of come from behind games. But do you think with that 9 to 10 win season we make playoffs, or is this going to be 2 years in a row of missing it?
Honestly, I think we make playoffs. I really do. Because if you get your guys back, if Brian Branch looks like Brian Branch again. I mean, we had the guy last year. I think his name was Nick Whiteside. He played corner. I think he was one of the 3 or 4s. He's back, so he could be a fill-in. He's not going to be a number 1 or 2, but maybe a solid 3 there. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a lot of unproven guys, but I just like our schedule this year. So I think we have a realistic shot of making playoffs. I understand I said 9 to 10 wins, but the only team in that division that I'm holy shit, I'm scared of is the Bears.
Yeah,
Vikings.
I feel like it's and a lot of Lions fans are probably going to give me hate from last week from saying that I think Chicago's going to win the division. But I mean, just as a fan of the sport, I mean, I have to be honest. I mean, Chicago is the better team between us and them. So it's going to be a flip flop. But I don't think Chicago is going to miss a beat from last year.
No, I agree. And the reason I have the Bears winning is they're the most complete team in the division. We're banged up. Minnesota's got issues with their quarterback play, even though they have a great defense. And then the Packers, it's Jordan Love and that offense are like a roller coaster. They're just 1 week they're consistent, the next week they're inconsistent. Parsons being out is just a blow for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. So Thursday is the first preseason game. So I'm excited to watch that. Dan Campbell did come out and say that the starters aren't going to be playing, which I feel like is a no-brainer when it's preseason, especially week 1 and 2. But we did work out Trayvon Diggs, which I'm kind of surprised. For some reason I thought he was already signed with the team, but I was obviously wrong on that. But do you think he gets signed just to give us that cornerback help, or you think it's just we're kind of bringing in guys just to see what's going on?
Give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you what my reaction is. Here you go. It's trash, bro. Honestly, you watched him with Dallas. It was terrible. He couldn't cover anything. I think he had an ACL injury 1 year. It was a couple years back. But he just can't cover anyone. If you are going to sign a proven corner or just a corner in general, I'm looking at Lattimore, who was on the Commanders. I mean, I think he's okay. He's not going to be a 1 or 2 like he was with the Saints a couple years back, but reliable corner, and you go from there. I'm only giving him a 1-year deal. He's not great, but
Yeah.
he's decent.
No, and I think any of these guys that we bring in will just be on a 1 or 2 year kind of rental deal, because then hopefully either we'll figure out what's going on with Kirby Joseph, and then Brian Branch will be back, healthy and good at that point. So hopefully it's a good season for the Lions, because I don't think the city of Detroit can afford for them to miss the playoffs yet again. I hate to be the guy that said I told you so, but I called it a couple years ago that our window was about 3 to 4 years, and we're getting past that. So I think the door is starting to close, but we'll see. Maybe Dan Campbell could put his foot in the door and push it back open, but I'm not too confident, unfortunately.
No, you're being realistic when it comes down to this, because I completely agree. I think our window of opportunity is done and over with. I think when we went to San Francisco, that was it. And now we're just kind of backtracking. I mean, we could get to the playoffs. Do I think we're going to go really far? No. But it would be a hell of a thing for this city to go to the playoffs again. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely help for the city standpoint. I mean, even if we make playoffs, like we have an easy schedule this year. Like, I guess not easy, but I mean, like a lot of these teams are probably not going to be in the playoffs that we're going to be looking at that we're playing in the regular season. So it's going to be a whole different ball game come playoff time in general. So I'm excited, but I'm also worried to see how this season goes.
No, I agree with you on that.
All right. Well, we'll get to baseball in a minute because I know that that's your sport, so I want to have the most time for that one. But let's move over to the Detroit Pistons. It's been a pretty much a stalemate for the last couple weeks here with Jalen Duren. What do you how do you feel about this? Do you feel like at this point we should just trade him for anything? Because I feel like if he is on the team with us, like he's not going to play the same. He's not going to have the same attitude. It's just been going on for way too long. And I know they said that the qualifying offer was on the table. But to me, I feel like if we give him the qualifying offer, he either A, probably won't even play, or if he does go out there, he's not giving you a double-double and being that monster that he can be.
I really think, okay, so this is my perspective, and I'll give you Duren's perspective. I don't care. I don't care what this guy does at all. What I think will happen with this whole situation is he's going to take the qualifying offer. It's going to be a 1-year deal, and then he is going to leave in free agency. The moment that now that's his perspective, and that's what I think will happen. From mine is he stopped caring. He stopped caring about winning because the moment you talk to the Kings about, hey, I want $45 million to $50 million, throw everything out because he doesn't care. He wants the bag. Cody, the thing I will say to you is this. Who are the top two centers in the NBA? Wembanyama and Jokic. Those two guys deserve 45 to 50 million. Jalen Duren is not a guy that you are going to see shoot a three and space the floor like a Lauri Markkanen, who could be a cheaper option. He's just not that guy. And John Collins, I like the signing. Isaiah Joe, I like the signing because those are guys that can space the floor for Cade.
Yeah.
Now, with Duren, I just don't care anymore. It's like I think he's going to accept the qualifying offer and he's going to be done. But I just think he doesn't care about winning. He cares more about securing the money.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy, like across all four of the like big sports, like, and this is Detroit for you. Like, as soon as it gets to the point where we need to pay these people for what they've done, changing, the culture, winning games, like, we just don't open the checkbook to give these guys any money. I mean, we're going to be talking about it here in a minute with Scooble and everything like that. But like, you got Scooble, Duren, Gibbs. Obviously, we just paid him, and then Dylan Larkin. So it's like we're going to have to deal with this every couple of years because we're going to get that star athlete. Like, I'm putting it on record now. When Cade's extension or his contract's up, he's not coming back. So everybody, if you're, I'm a huge Cade fan. Buy your jersey now because when his contract is up, he's going to be in a different jersey.
I'll say this from two different from this point of view. For Cade, you got to walk in the office and say, hey, I need help. This has got to be the off season where you say, hey, I dealt with it this season. I'm not dealing with it again. Go get me some help. Because you look at Anthony Edwards, Cody, he pretty much said, go get me somebody.
Yep.
They got LaMelo. And I think they're going to be a top 5 seed. I think they're going to shock a lot of people this offseason because they have balance this year they got 2 defensive presence in McDaniels. They have Rudy Gobert, who is going to be good. So that team's going to shock a lot of people. With the Pistons, it's like if you get that difference maker, that's a guard. Good Lord, man. You're going to be good.
Yeah, I unfortunately think that Trajan Langdon is like, hey, I got you John Collins on Isaiah Joe. Like, that's not the answer to what we need.
But the funny thing is in Detroit sports, it's always like, oh, well, we achieved. You didn't achieve enough. And it's like, oh, let me give myself a pat on the back for finishing as the number 1 seed. Like, that doesn't tell me shit.
Yeah, that doesn't put a trophy in the locker room or in the trophy case.
Yeah.
God, yeah, so much going on, but yeah. So I'm excited for the NBA, like I'm just ready. Like, I feel like it's been so long for this regular season to like start up. So it'll be here before we know it. But let's get to the big news and your pretty much your specialty of the four major sports, the MLB, the Detroit Tigers. Tarek Skubal is gone over to LA. How do you feel about it? I know I probably know I know you know what my opinion is with him gone, but what's your opinion on Skubal being gone?
All right. So this is going to be a lengthy segment, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me on this. So you got two top 100 prospects. Now, I understand the team we're not happy about. We're not happy that it's the Dodgers. Where's Tarek Skubal from, number one? He's from Cali. He's a California boy. He's going to win a World Series here. No doubt in my mind that the Dodgers win it all. I mean, they got Snell. They got Ohtani, Yamamoto. Like, I could go on. And hell, they could throw two of those guys in the bullpen and be set. There's no flaws with that team. Now, they lost 7 straight. I understand. They're going to get their guys back fully healthy. The thing with the Tigers is Zaire Hope is a number 25 prospect. River Ryan, they say he's got very good stuff when he's fully healthy, like good pitches. The problem that you guys need to understand is this. Zaire Hope career in Double-A. 281 average, 24 homers, 89 RBIs. His OPS has gone down. It was 899, dropped down to 876 and 391 at-bats. He reminds me, Cody, of a Riley Green type of player. Really needs to show plate discipline, 112 strikeouts and 49 at-bats. He's had 391 plate appearances, so half of his plate appearances have been strikeouts.
That sounds like the Detroit Tigers right there.
I mean, the guy...
He's going to fit perfectly.
I'm telling you right now, I'm really excited for Zaire Hope. I think he's going to be good. I mean, a right fielder. Maybe they want to DH Carp every single day. I don't know. I mean, Ryan, 20 innings pitched. Hitters were hitting 208 against him, and then 118 whip with 18 strikeouts. So literally, like, in almost as many innings pitched, he's had almost as many strikeouts. So if you want one guy that I think is going to be, hey, he's going to be good, a lot of you guys are going to say River Ryan. I'm going Zaire Hope. I understand we got Brady Smith. I don't know much about him. That's why I left him off this list. I think Zaire Hope is going to be a guy that you're going to see, hey, maybe he doesn't hit for power. Because a lot of these guys that transition into power hitters in the minors don't transition to power hitters when they reach the majors. I mean, look at Colt Keith. Like, he hit pretty much, like, I think he had a 15, 20 homer season. So it might not transition the way with the homers, but if he can hit 260, I'm cool with that.
Now, do you think any of those guys will be coming up to the major leagues this year, or do you think this is a year or two down the road?
I think if you're going to look at anyone like getting the call, I think Briseño is probably going to be the one. He's a catcher in first baseman. Now that we got Valencia, who is pretty much taking over for Jake Rogers, which I'm okay with that trade. I knew Rogers wasn't the hitter that everyone wanted him to be, but he was a veteran in the lineup, more of a defensive player. But I'm really excited for Valencia. Excited to see what this young core can do. But it just comes along the lines of, I think Briseño is going to get the call probably within the next 2 years. So it's going to take these guys time. I mean, the one thing that I was really nervous about was the McGonigal call, because I said in a video, as soon as he got the call, he's probably going to be a 250, 260 hitter. And he has literally shut me up, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
So and a lot of you guys are probably going to say Rookie of the Year. I don't know, because this is probably the first year where I've seen the American League have a lot of talent when it comes to rookies. I mean, there's Okamoto for the Blue Jays. There's Murakami for the White Sox. So hopefully he gets that Rookie of the Year in there, which I think he will, just because he's been healthy all season. So I think if you look at Murakami and how voters are going to vote on this, like, we'll see. But it wouldn't shock me if he doesn't get it. I hope he does, though, and I think he will.
Yeah, and actually, when they gave him that contract, I I think he's the first player in like Detroit history that deserves the actual contract that he got. So yeah, I'm excited for him. And with them bringing up Max Clark, I know those two have a history together. So I'm hoping that McGonigal can help Max Clark. I mean, it seems like from what I've been seeing and everything, that Max Clark's kind of filling in perfectly here. As the spring training, I believe, wasn't the best for him. So I'm glad he's doing good now. But I just hope it doesn't go to his head and he doesn't get too cocky.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say this to you guys. When it comes to, I'll talk about the Mize trade first. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Get the Mize trade. All right. So, because I was gonna get to the other point of this is, you have to judge trades. This is the number one thing that I will always tell people when it comes down to trades. You are judging a trade based on the contract you are giving away. Mize might not stay healthy for 2 months. If you look at the guys that we got rid of, Cody, Scooble, we know what he can do. He's a top 2 pitcher in baseball. Look at the injury concerns, though, with Mize and Scoob. We know what they can do when they're healthy. They're great. But when you look at the Padres, this is one that I was really excited about. Because Cash Mayfield, I think he's going to be good. I mean, 3-1, 3.54 ERA, 53.1 innings pitched, 62 strikeouts, and hitters are hitting 214 against him. But that farm system, holy shit, they're bad. They have one top 100 prospect, and it's Ethan Salas, who they just called up, I believe, a couple weeks ago. But my God, their farm system's terrible. I mean, I'm glad we got their second prospect in their system, but not a good farm system. But like I said, you have to base these trades on the contracts you're giving away. And I don't think, the reality of this is, who knows? These guys might not stay healthy. Who knows what's going to happen with Hope, River, Ryan, Brady Smith, and then you look at Cash Mayfield and Jackson Wolf. Jackson Wolf's terrible. 7 ERA, 5-10 record. He's bad. We're just not even going to mention him. I mean, literally, I showed the trash can of for Trayvon Diggs. I'm going to show it again for Jackson Wolf. No, he's awful.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully some of these young guys can kind of pan out. I know they talked about Scooble possibly coming back next year, with negotiations and everything. Do you think he'll come back? I mean, there might not even be baseball.
I don't think he's going to. I really think that when you look at everything that he said, and I really think this is kind of like a keeping up with Scooble, kind of like a keeping up with the Kardashians. Oh, Lord. It's just like he's doing everything from a PR standpoint. It's like, okay, well, I want to be traded. Boris, who's known for getting his clients to LA or New York type of teams, pretty much said, hey, no, that's not happening. He pretty much just shit in our face and said, my client's not going to stay a Tiger. Because if Scooble wanted to stay here, he would have said to Boris, hey, make me a Tiger for life. Let's see what their offer is. Scooble didn't do that. Now, I'm not blaming this all on him. I think this was going to happen. I'm glad it did. But he's not coming back. I really think with the last thing you saw on, I think it was Part of My Take, which is the Barstool one, it's all PR. He's okay. He's oh, okay, well, I would be open to coming back. The problem with all this is we're not going to pay him that. We're not going to pay him $400 million, and I would be damned if anyone does. Good luck with that. Yeah, if you're the Dodgers, cool. You can do that. Do I think Scooble's worth $400 million? No. I would give him, and I've been telling people this for a while, I would give him $350, and that's it. $350 million, that's it. Or if you want a short-term deal, I'd give you $50 million for 4 years and let you be on your way.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I know a lot of these guys want long-term deals, but a lot of these guys want it, they get a 10-year contract and they only last 5 years. So from a team's perspective, I get why you don't want to do that. You're not going to be in my team for half the contract. So why am I going to give that to you? So, and with Scooble saying that he wants to do negotiations and he would love to come back. You had your opportunity. You didn't even have to worry about leaving. You could have done all your negotiations. You could have stayed here. So yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's all a PR thing. And to be honest with you, I think this team's going to be a lot better without him because A, they don't have to listen to him. B, the focus now is on the team as a whole, not just one guy. And I honestly think a lot of these guys were tired of just having him in that locker room. Like I don't think he was a team player. I know he wants to win a championship. I don't think he wants to win it in Detroit. I just think he's an issue in the locker room and to the team.
I mean, I really think that this could be, at worst, the Verlander situation all over again, where these prospects don't pan out. He wins, Scuba wins a ring, and we go from there. And there's a likely possibility that this happens. We don't know, but I mean, if you're basing this trade right now, the Dodgers win this. It's
Yeah.
going to take us 2 years to really see what Zaire Hope has, what River Ryan has. Now, I talked about Briseño. Ryan might get the call at the same time Briseño does. I don't know. But when you look at this team, it's like you said, I think we're better off without him. I would love to have Scooble here still, but it's fun again because our division's shit. I don't think it's really that good. And here's the surprising part in all of this. You look at what Cleveland did at the trade deadline. They got Joe Adele. They got guys. And they always seem to be the division leader at this time. Always seem like, hey, they're going to win it all, like in our division. We're right there with them. And I was looking at this today. It's kind of surprising that we're right there with them. Just based off how young our rotation is. Like, we got guys that can hit. Our bullpen is shaky. I mean, we got guys that are going to be having expiring contracts. We'll have $100 million, but this is no time for that. We can talk about that in the offseason. But like you said, Cody, like, this is fun again, and I think it's fun without him. I really think he was just a distraction to that locker room, and the guys knew that he was going. It was
for sure. And we have Troy Melton's been playing great. Jackson Jobe is back. So I think this will kind of give a lot of these guys the opportunity to show what they have. And I think they couldn't do that with Scooble, on the team. So I know there's some, fans that are upset that he's gone, but I think the general consensus is that we're glad he's gone and don't come back. So I'm excited to see, though. I believe if I looked at the schedule correct, I believe he plays here at the end of this month. So I'm excited to see
the 28th, I believe.
Okay. That's what I was going to say. I know it was later in this month. How do you think the crowd's going to react? Do you think it's going to be like all boos, or do you think it's going to be a 50-50 kind of type deal?
Well, first off, I didn't mean to cut you off. My apologies for that.
You're good.
I think it's going to be 50-50. I really do, because for the casual, like, Tigers fan, I think they're going to, like, cheer him on. But, like, for the diehard, like, fans, I mean, for me, I'll cheer him on because I knew this was going to be a thing. Like, and I've been saying it. As soon as I knew we weren't going to pay him, I'm like, he's going to the Dodgers. And this has been an ongoing thing. Like, I'll cheer him up. Like, I'll cheer for him just because of what he did. One Cy Youngs. But I think it's going to be 50-50. I think people are going to be pissed or people are going to cheer for him.
Yeah. I really want to see, and I doubt this is going to happen, but I really want to see Verlander and Scooble on the mound against each other. I think that'd be just really cool, but we'll have to see how it goes at the end of the month. But the big question that everybody's talking about, we're on a hot streak right now. Do you think we continue that and sneak into the playoffs like we did a couple of years ago, or do you think we're going to kind of hit that wall and it might just be missing the playoffs and try again next year?
I think we make playoffs. I really do. Let me tell you guys why. Look at how well this rotation has been this year. The rotation's been good. Now, the flaws that I have with this team, you have to hope that the bullpen can be good. You have to hope that this lineup is consistent. Because you look at that bottom of the lineup, Cody, it's like, thank God we called up Clark. I'm glad Baez is back, even though people hate on him.
I'm a Baez hater, but
No, and that's fine. Like I hate him too, but the guy's hitting like 280, and I'm cool with that. But it's like you put him at the bottom of that lineup, like he's fine. That's the thing that worries me. You look at the top half, you look at McGonigal, you look at Dingler, and the one guy that I will say, and I'm not going to talk about Spencer Torkelson. We already know like how bad he is. I wanted him gone. I wanted Pete Alonso, man. That's who I wanted. But the one guy that I feel like a lot of people like kind of forget about, and he's not like fans like favorite Tiger, is Riley Green. Like Riley Green, guys, as much as we love him, and I like Riley Green as well, where is the clutch gene? Like you look at Riley Green compared to like McGonigal and Dingler. Like I was watching the Giants game when it was Melton against Logan Webb. And you look at McGonigal and you're like, hey, like, okay, that's a good at-bat. Good play discipline. Dingler's been having a great year. Same thing. Riley Green, same. Like, throughout the season, he's had good play discipline. The game that I saw, it was changeup city. He got 6 changeups. It literally just looked awful. Now, I understand that's one series. We'll see how he looks the rest of the way. But it's a cause for concern with Riley Green. Like, love the guy. Hope he's a Tiger for a long time. Same with Dingler and McGonigal. I think that's your core. Those 3 guys. Now,
well, it looked like we lost him for a second there. But I think kind of what he was saying with the core group. Hopefully we can keep them around for a while. Hopefully we can get Kyle back on here. Let's see if we can work with this here. All right. Well, we're going to try to get him back. But yeah, hopefully overall the Tigers do a pretty good job this year with everything that is going on. Obviously, with the Skubal trade, the Casey Mize trade, and everything like that. But yeah, I'm excited to see really how all the Detroit teams do this year. Obviously baseball is going on currently, but even with all the other teams, like I'm just ready for football to start. I'm ready for basketball to start. Not because it's more content and everything to talk about, but like as a diehard like sports fan, it's just fun to see. I mean, I watched a little bit of the Hall of Fame game the other night for football, and that was awesome. It just, it's not your starters and everything that you're going to see every Sunday, but it's just football's back. I mean, college football is right around the corner, and it's just going to be, a great time for sports fans everywhere. So a couple programming notes. Like I said, maybe we can get Kyle back in here before the end of the show here just to kind of plug his stuff. But next week, we are joined by Ice Bag Hockey, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, here again on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. He's a big hockey guy, so I'm excited to kind of see. He's a Utah Mammoths fan, so I'm excited to kind of talk about that with them being a newer team and kind of see what his take is on everything as from a fan that's not a Red Wings fan, just to see what his perspective is of the NHL and everything like that. And also we kind of have a newer sponsor, Doobie energy drink. So use code CatchingUp10 for 10% off your order. And let's see, we might be getting Kyle back in the stream here. Kyle, you there?
okay, there we go. Y'all hear me?
Barely. Huh. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, W, use code CatchingUp10 for 10% off your order. Excited that I had a little partnership with them. Let's try one more time, hopefully to get Kyle in here real quick before the show ends. There we go. He's back. He's
Bro,
back.
oh my god. Okay. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. My phone. So I had my phone on this charger right here, and it's like, oh yeah, never buy an iPhone. Like literally, it's like the temperature is overheating. I'm like, bro, I'm in the middle of this. Like, could have been
That's
any
our
time. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, Cody.
No, you're good. What was kind of the last thing you were talking about? I know we were talking about that core group and everything like that.
So we were just talking about Riley Green and pretty much how like he hasn't had that clutch gene, and he's not like a Tiger like favorite. Like I understand like he's not like a like hey, who's your favorite Tiger? And someone says Riley Green. Like I feel like it's more like the McGonagalls and like the Dangler. Now Riley Green's my favorite Tiger, but it's more of the factor of I just think when you look at him, there's not like really a clutch gene so far in his young career. So maybe this is, but I will say the plate discipline is there this season compared to seasons where he's had in the past where he's striking out a lot. I mean, last year was just a year to forget in terms of strikeouts. He did have a good year, but a lot of strikeouts. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm excited. Like I was saying, I'm excited for all the sports. You know, obviously with baseball continuing right now, but I'm just excited for all the sports to come back. I mean, NFL is right around the corner, college football right around the corner. So, as a sports fan, it's going to be a great time here coming up in the next couple months. So, Kyle, I just want to say thank you for coming on. I know we've been talking about doing this, so I'm glad we finally got it. You know, we really haven't talked a lot since college. So, kind of, what else have you been up to? I know you've been doing your podcast thing, but any final words you want to tell the viewers?
Pretty much, I will say this to you guys. Give this prospect thing with the Tigers time. And for Larkin, for the Dylan Larkin situation, I would say he is going to be gone. There's not a doubt in my mind, regardless of who this new GM is. I think he's gone. I think good riddance. And the two things, Cody, that I'm just kind of sick and tired of hearing. I know we talked about Duran for a bit. Like, if Scuba was still here, the top three guys would literally be Larkin, Duran, Scuba. That I'm just tired of. Now it's just Larkin and Duran. I think Duran's going to accept the qualifying offer. He'll be here next year. And for Larkin, my destination for you guys, the Minnesota Wild. You heard it here first. That's where he's going.
Yeah, like I said when we first started, all they have to do is open their checkbooks and pay these guys, and we'll be pretty good. But who knows? So, Kyle, where can everybody find you at? I know I've seen a couple of your streams and everything. So, where can everybody find you, times and everything? And
you guys can find me here if you want a segment. So, if you guys want like any certain sports segment, follow me here. But if you guys want to see video game content, sports content, literally here. But if you want it for about 3 to 4 hours of video games, like maybe you like 2K sports content, here or on Twitch, same username. So that's where you guys can find me.
I've been seeing you do I think you're doing a college football one right now, right?
Yeah, doing kind of like a my career in, so they call it Road to Glory. I've been pretty much playing as like a Michigan State running back. So it's fun. I mean, I enjoy this type of content, like creating it from a certain point of view. I have really, I will say it's not my best work. I really want to implement some other things where I can make it like better from a creative standpoint, but I'm open to any ideas. I mean, you're really just, it's more of like, hey, how can you get better? Like, there's always something that you say to yourself, like, hey, how can you get better? So
yeah, no, for sure. You always got to start somewhere. So everybody can give him a follow, tune into his streams and everything. He's got some good content. So last little, like I said, some promo things. Ice Bag Hockey will be joining us at 9 p.m. Eastern time next week here on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. He is a Utah Mammoths fan, so I'm excited to see from his point of view since it's a newer team. And W, thank you for sponsoring the episode. Use Catching Up 10 for 10% off your order. yeah, I mean, overall, this was a great show. I love talking sports. I love having people on. So, Kyle, I just want to say thank you again for coming on, and I'm sure we'll be in touch to do another episode.
Hey, one quick thing, real quick, guys. Can we get him to 2,000 followers, please? Get him to 2,000, all right? This guy's busting his ass every single day. I see every video. Get him to 2,000 by the end of this year. Can we do that, please?
Hey, that's what we're hoping for, man. Like I said, I didn't think I'd be where I was now, so it's only up from both of us. So, well, thank you guys again for tuning in to another live episode of Catching Up with Cody. We are here every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See you guys.